Okay. So please, in today's session that we have, in today's lecturing, we won't be doing anything much, but it's only one strategy that I want to teach you guys, which is called a wick fill. Wick fill is something that we normally see on the chart, but we don't know. And please, I hope you guys can hear me. I always want you guys to alert me that people are hearing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So this strategy is something simple, and we will not even waste any much time on it. Please let me share my screen first so that we can see something. Okay. So first, I've just dropped definition about what we call the wick fill and how it is. So there's it. Okay, anything much as I've said. So please, I just want to express or like give out the definition of my wick fill strategy. When we talk about wick fill, it is the tail you see either on top of the body of a candlestick or below. In most cases, the wick of a candlestick is called the shadow. And also, this shadow is called the upper shadow and the lower shadow. And don't be confused when you see in a book they've written a high and lower shadow. So the high and lower shadow is what I'm talking about. Yeah, I hope you guys can see.
Yes.
So in some books you see. Sorry, let me pick my pen at on so that I can indicate what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. Let's talk about the these lines that is located at the top. This is what we call the wicks. This is what we call the wicks. Please, you guys should control your background well. Please, you guys should control the background well. So this penny that I'm talking about, this is what we call the wicks. And in some books, you see it upper shadow and the lower shadow. Same as the opposite there, what? Upper shadow and the lower shadow. So what this means is that at this particular level, at this particular wick level, sellers, okay, sorry. Okay, let me put it this way. At this particular level, sellers push the market down. The buyers also came in to form that we are talking about at the bottom here. Let me re-express it again. At this particular point, I'm talking about this candlestick here. What formed these wicks is that when the candlestick was about to form, the buyers was to push the market to the top. Now, sellers also try their best to push it down, to form this body down. So when the sellers push the market to the downside, now buyers also came in with their little pressure to push the market up small, which caused the formation of the wick here. The same thing applies here too. When the market up came in to push the market down small, they were trying to what? To push the market down. So it's just the vice versa of what I just explained about the what? This one. So for we not to waste time, to the definition again. Always, I want those that I'm helping or teaching to know what exactly they are learning. The weak fill. So we are talking about the weak, but not the fill. So please, you guys should get me well. We are talking about the weak, not the fill. This we are not talking about. We are talking about the weak. So the weak itself it is the tail you see either on top of the body. So we have already checked what the tail is, which is like this. Whatever that is here like this is the tail. And some people call here upper shadow and here lower shadow. Some people call here what? The upper shadow and the lower shadow. Depends on the candlestick that they are talking about. Okay, so the wick itself, it is the tail you see either on top of the body or below. So on top is here or below. Now, in most cases, the wick of a candlestick is the shadow. So we have what is called the upper shadow and the lower shadow. And also, the upper shadow and the lower shadow. So don't be confused too. In some books too, they don't write the shadow, just write the high and the low. Simply we about what we call is the body. What exactly is. Now I just have to go straight to the LT for we to check one or two things. So I did some analysis in the okay. Okay. Please, I hope you guys can hear me well.
Yes.
Hello? Okay. So right now we are now coming to talk about the weak field itself. Please, can you guys see the board, the whiteboard?
Yes.
Hello?
Please.
Okay. What exactly the weak field is? It's just like elimination method. or just, okay, let me put it like addition. One, like you doing 1 plus 1, 2 plus 2. That is what we call the field. Now, let me explain it with the candlestick. What we mean by the weak field of a candlestick is that whenever a candlestick forms like this, so we are talking about the bearish candlestick. Whenever it forms and it gives a stronger what? So whenever a candlestick forms, so we are now talking about a downtrend candlestick, which is the bearish candlestick. Whenever it forms and it gives a tail like this, whatever that it is. Now, our concentration is at the bottom here, the tail here, the downside. Our concentration is at the downside. Now, when it forms that way, whenever a candlestick forms, now you cannot just see a candlestick that gives a tail and decide that there will be a wick fall. Now, let me explain the wick fall for you to understand more to here. Now, the wick fall simply means whenever a candlestick forms in this particular image, you have to wait. The waiting means that there will be another candlestick that's supposed to form here to fill this particular space that form here. That is going to be the same bearish candlestick. Again, when a candlestick form like this, and it gives a tail like this, Now you have to know the type of candlestick that I'm talking about. We have the bullish and the bearish candlestick. Now our concentration is the what? The bearish one. The bearish candlestick. So whenever it forms like this, we know that our bearish candlestick or a bearish movement is just a downward trend. So whenever a candlestick forms and it gives a stronger tail at the bottom like this here, relax. It means that there will be another candlestick that's supposed to form to fill this particular wick or this particular distance here, which we call the tail. So whenever it forms like this, there will be a candlestick that will be forming to fill this particular space here. Now, I always tell my students that the market is not well predictable. So for you to take your profit, always take profit when the second one formed and started failing. When you reach the middle, just take profit and leave because the market is not well predictable. The market is not well predictable, which means any event, any news release can affect this particular formation of the candlestick, which is going to cause a total change. But there is a stronger possibility that whenever a candlestick form like this, there's a possibility that a candlestick have to form to fill this particular space here, this particular space that we are talking about the tail. There should be a candlestick that will form to fill this particular space. Now, someone may ask, so does it mean that whenever a candlestick forms or any candlestick that forms, there is going to, okay, sorry. Someone may ask that, does it mean that anytime that a candlestick forms and it gives a longer tail, then does it mean that there will be a candlestick that will fill in? No. This filling in exists or happens whenever the candlestick happens to be a stronger move like this. When the stronger the move, that gives you a confirmation. So whenever it gives a stronger move like this, as we can see, like this, and it gives a tail, it means there will be a candlestick that will close it here. Sometimes the one that will follow too, it's not always that it will be stronger like this, but sometimes it can be like from here to here like this. Then it will give a tail, then there will be a candlestick that will fill in. The same thing applies to the bearish, the bullish. The bullish on. The bullish on, we are expecting the market to move up. So whenever the candlestick form big like this, and it gives a tail, please, you guys should note, whenever a move is in a bearish like this, we are expecting the market to move top, not down. So don't place order for what? For sell here that the market has given us a move, which is a big move. That's I'm talking about the body, a big move. So the market is going to go down. No, it will never. This one we are talking about the bullish movement, which means the market is moving up. So whenever the market forms something like this, we are expecting another candlestick, which is going to be a bullish candlestick, to come in place to fill this particular space here. So when this one also forms, and it happens to be another big move, then we are expecting another candlestick to come and what? Also fill this particular move here. But the market is not well predictable. So if you leave the market and expect a bigger move. So always then expect a bigger move before you place order. A bigger move before you place order. So now let's move into the chart. But before then, if anyone here don't understand something, please kindly ask a question. Kindly ask the exact point or place or whatever that you don't understand, you can ask now. Question. Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Okay, before I take any other questions, now we all know that for a candlestick, let's assume one 4-hour time frame. If it happened that a candlestick form like this and it's a bullish, this particular formation means that before this particular candlestick form, it has spent 4 hours before forming. That's why they say 1 hour time frame, 4 hour time frame. So if it is a daily, it means for a candlestick to form in a daily chart, for a candlestick or any candlestick that you see in a daily chart, it means that candlestick has spent, before that candlestick has formed, it spent what? A day, that's 24 hours before forming. Now, what you should know is that the higher the time frame, the higher the profit, and at the same time, the higher the risk. Now, for you to trade this particular week, I normally advise or recommend this particular time frame, which is the 4 hour and the 1 hour, because they are the hours that even if the market move like from 1 to 3 movements, you can even make more than $5, depending on the lot size that you are the lot size you are using. So always, for you to trade the week fill, you have to use the higher time frame, and the higher time frame starts from 4 hour, 1 hour. Yeah, only 4 hour, 1 hour, because these are the time frames that normally help us to get more money. So those that I normally send a screenshot of my sometimes analysis and this thing. Sometimes you see that the market is not in any proper movement, but I've placed order. So if let's say I'm using the 4 hour time frame, even if I place order at this side and the market move up to this side, I've made a lot of money. I've downloaded a lot of money. So that's how the thing is. So always the time frame that I'll recommend to you guys is 4 hour time frame, 1 hour time frame. Please, that's it. Please, is it clear?
Yes, please. Very clear.
Okay.
Very clear.
Okay. Please, is there any question? Please, more question. This one is a strategy that you need not to depend on what we call support, trend line, whatever. It's just the use of the eyes. And always, the market is not 100% predictable. So when you get to the middle of the weak side, I'm talking about this particular thing, when it's formed like this, and there is a move like this, when you place the order at this particular point, and the market moves somehow from here to here, meaning we have already getting to the half of the week, please leave the market, take profit and leave the market. You have made a lot of money. There are a lot of moves or candlestick that will form in that way for you to make profit. So please, is there any question from anyone? Is there any question? We will be moving to the chat. Hello.
Yeah, hello. So it means that
Okay.
a week is supposed to be a fully covered one. Let me use the bullish one as an example. So it means that it was
Okay.
it was going up, and then the sellers have to what? Push it downwards. So it means that
Yes.
there is a deficit, or there is a debt to be paid at the week where the sellers have pushed it. So the buyers needs to make sure
Sure.
that they go back and then cover that week, or cover that debt that the sellers have pushed. So you knowing it psychologically that there is a debt or a deficit over there to be paid, that is when you would take advantage of it, so that as at the time that it is covering that week or it is paying that debt, you are making money. Is that the understanding?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Very well noted.
This one, you have to pay that person before. If that person will give you another extra money, he or she will give. It's like in mathematics, whereby they say to subtract 10 from 9. Whilst let's say the figures are, so let me do something like this. Our normal mathematics, let's assume just some practical aspect I want us to check about. Let's say we have something like 19, and we have some, okay. So something like 16, and we are subtracting, let's say, 9. So this, for you to be able to subtract this one from this one, then this person have to borrow some money from this one so that we can be able to subtract this one from this one. That's how the market is talking about. I hope it's clear. Very clear. Okay, so I just want us to quickly move to the market for you to check what we are talking about the week for. Okay. Wow.
I've seen I've seen it playing.
You've seen it clearly.
Seriously, I've seen it. I've seen it on the 4 hour chat.
Yeah,
Charlie.
I did it on 4 hours, but it wasn't that much clear. So it's 15 or so. Um, it's still loading. Okay. 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 So please, I hope you guys can see my chart well.
Yeah, I want to ask a question.
Okay.
So does it always happen like that, or you need to see them at a particular point before you take advantage of it?
Actually, we don't have a particular zone, but what matters, or what I normally tell those that I teach or help with the forest, is that we don't just enter the market. You can see something. I normally anything that we explain, I want you to see the practical aspects before we enter into the actual. Okay, I'll get some. I'll get some. Okay, even if I'll not get cry, let me do this one for you to see. Sometimes you see a doji, a candlestick called a doji has formed like this. Then someone will be like, sorry, let me draw it well. You see a candlestick that has formed like this. Then someone will be like, oh, Charlie, the week of this particular market, I think is going to be bio. Then let me place order. So we know that this one is a bullish market. The market is going top. So that person will be like, oh, then let me place order. So that person will just enter the market, having it in mind that there will be a candlestick that will fill here for him to get some small dollars from the broker. It's not done that way. Always, what we normally talk about the big move is that these are the big moves. I hope you guys can see it, cry. These are the big moves. Oh. These are the big moves that I'm talking about. So you can see something like this here at the bottom here. Someone who said I'm trading the week short will see something like this and be like, oh, then the market is going to sell. So that person will enter somewhere here, having it in mind that the market will drop. There will be a candlestick that would form here to fill this particular zone. No, it's just the opposite side. It's just the opposite side of it. And also for you to be able to trade the weak field,
Yeah, hello.
in most cases, I used to tell my, yeah.
Yeah, the meeting will end in few seconds. So when it ends, you people should join again.
Okay, it's like I saw some notification about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, so a few seconds to end. So you have to
So
join
please,
again.
let's check. Okay.